What's going on, guys? Brandon here, Legacy Group Real Estate Team. We have your Macomb County January 2020 real estate market update, your first one of the new decade. So let's jump right into this bad boy. We always preface every market update with two things. We have the month in arrears. That way we have all the data hot off the press. And we have the 3 months of data, or 3 years of data. That way you can see the trend. If we just gave you that year, it wouldn't make any sense, right? So we have 3 years of data. That way you can see the trend going forward. And remember, again, the trend is your friend. Days on market, the first one is DOM. So anytime you see that, that's average days on market. 42 2 years ago, 47 last year, and 52 this year. So a little bit of an increase of days on market. We're going to dive into the rest of these numbers and see why that might be. Active homes in the market. This is a one-day number. So at the time the data was taken, how many homes were active on the market at that time? 1,134 2 years ago, 1,488 last year, and 1,476 this year. So we, again, have seen an increase over the last couple of years and kind of steadied over the last year or so. So, which is good. It's good to see, because we really are hemorrhaging homes back here, as we can see here in this next stat, which is MOI, months of inventory. And that's at the rate homes are selling. How long would it take to sell every last home with no new homes coming on the market? And it's really a quick ratio to see what kind of market we're in. So we had 1 month 2 years ago, we had 2 months last year and 2 months this year. So again, just to give you guys some context, 1 to 3 months is a seller's market, meaning there are not a ton of buyers out there and a lot of not a ton of homes for sale, and there's a lot of buyers out there. So prices are going up, and that's the market we see ourselves in now. Obviously, a seller's market. Sellers are really making out. 4 to 6 months is a balanced market, and then 7+ is a buyer's market, meaning that there are a lot of homes out there for sale, not a lot of buyers. So prices are going down. We usually see that in recessions, depressions, things like that. So new listings, this is the number of new listings that actually came online during the entire month. So this is a month-wide stat. 1,295 2 years ago, 1,523 last year, and then 1,371 this year. So we see a little bit of a decrease in new listings going forward. So it can be interesting to see the numbers in the few months, preceding this, what actually happens, succeeding this, right? Get my words all mixed up. And then price per square foot is basically you taking this number, and that is your value of your home. You taking that number and you multiply it by your square footage, and it gives you approximately your value, approximately your value of your home. You really need a professional, an appraiser, someone on our team to come do an evaluation of your home if you're going to go actually, want evaluation, because this is a countywide number. Remember, that's every city in Macomb. It's a countywide number. So this, more importantly, gives you the trend of what's going on in your county. And we had 93 2 years ago, $98 a square foot last year, and 103 this year. So again, we see a trend of appreciation going forward, which is a very good thing for homeowners. It makes it tough for buyers, obviously. We have lower interest rates, and that's the silver lining for buyers. But again, we see that trend going forward, which is good for homeowners and their equity. It's the number sold. So that is the number of people actually closing, putting their signature to paper, actually closing on a home. We had 938 2 years ago, 866 last year, 913 this year. So we've seen, kind of a steadying, you could say, over the last 2 years, which is good to see. But that's really our buyer statistic. We can actually see how many buyers are in the market, and that usually doesn't change all that much, unless, again, there's, like we talked about earlier, some depressions or recessions, things like that. So that stayed somewhat constant, which is good to see. So, but you can see that discrepancy, obviously, of number of homes that came on the market and actually how many people actually closed, right? So there's always that little discrepancy there. That's why there's homes that sit on the market for a couple months. We're right here, sit on the home for a couple months, things like that, because there's not every home is selling within a couple days, couple weeks, a month or so, because they're not always priced right. They're not up to standard. They're not redone. They're not renovated. Things like that. So that's why it's really important to talk to a professional about getting your home ready to sell. So you're not one of these people that are going longer than that. Obviously, luxury listings and listings that are priced higher are going to take longer. But if you're in that 100 to 200, 100 to 250 range, you really should be. These stats are stats for your property in essence. Like I said, if you're in luxury land, then these stats you can probably double or triple these, quite honestly. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys this. Get in, get out, get the info you needed. If you know someone that could use this info, maybe you live in Macomb, or maybe you know someone that lives in Macomb, please share it with them. If you're on the podcast, go to @LegacyGroupMI on the YouTube channel or Facebook to put your questions, comments, and concerns. We'll answer them there. And then we appreciate your time, your energy, and spending it with us, because it's the most important asset we have. So appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.